Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought that I would kind of film like a mini plan with me, kind of show you what I'm using and give you guys a little bit of update. So if you follow me on Instagram, then this update is, you already know. So I'll just briefly tell you what I'm using and then we'll go from there. So I showed this in a recent video. It's just an A6 cover. I actually bought this off of AliExpress and I'm just hoarding some stickers in here because I am now living in the living room, and I'll kind of touch bases on that. And then secondly, I moved back into this. You guys know I used this for quite some time. This is a new notebook though. I had decided not to finish the other one. So I just decided to set up a complete new one. I'll still use the other one, but that one will be more of the lines of just like general notes, stuff like that. But I did go ahead and set this one up, so we'll peek in here. But yeah, so I'll set that to the side and we'll work on the little A6 first. So update. So recently we went home to the States. We visited family. We had more of like a family emergency. So we ended up having to go home. And oops, why am I turning it this way? We ended up having to go home. And while we were home, quite a bit of things happened. I didn't necessarily speak on them prior to this video, well, the last video that I made, but I'll kind of touch bases on it a little bit today, just to let you guys know where I am. So I kind of found out that I was pregnant right before we left. And I know a lot of you follow my pregnancy journey, as well as, like what I do in my notebooks and stuff. But I know a lot of you are really just interested in like my whole pregnancy journey, and you appreciate how open I am about it. And I don't mind sharing it because I feel like if it can help one person who may be going through something similar, then I'd rather do that. So, like I said, I found out that I was pregnant right before we went, and we took like 4 flights. I kid you. We took like 4 flights. Now, by me having 2 miscarriages and also being like considered high risk because of the surgeries and stuff that I've had to go through, this was, we were really just contemplating whether or not I should go. And so I made the conscious decision to go ahead and go anyway, despite, me being high risk. So while we were there, I want to say 2 days into being there, I ended up having some really heavy bleeding. This bleeding that I was having freaked me out. I honestly could tell you right now, I thought I miscarried. I really, truly believed that I miscarried in my mom's home. Because you guys know, if you've been following me, I have a history of miscarriage. So that was one thing that like freaked me out when we visited home this past month. But anywho, I bled really heavily. I had visited a couple of doctors there, and, you know, I kind of felt like, I don't know, I felt like it wasn't being taken as serious. Like, my pregnancy there in the States wasn't being taken as serious. And it was very frustrating, to say the least. But nonetheless, I was in and out of the hospitals. And while I was going through, you know, just this scare of like pregnancy and possibly, you know, miscarriage. Oh, I could have used this one, right? Let's put this one back. But as I was going through like this scare of thinking that I was miscarrying, I ended up going to the emergency room that night. So I had a full, and when I tell you a full bleed, it was more of like a running faucet. I literally was sitting down, I felt a gush, I stood up, and I looked down, and my pants were soaked. Like, everything was soaked. I had never had anything like that happen to me, so of course I was freaking out nonetheless. So after that, we ended up going to the emergency room, where I was later diagnosed as having a miscarriage. And what I noted from that day is that they did not do a ultrasound. So they just specifically went off of a cervix exam. So I was pretty bummed from that, because I would assume, you know, that they would do like an ultrasound just to confirm, but they didn't. So fast forward, we get ready to come home, and when we come home, I'm still having all of these symptoms of a miscarriage. Mind you, I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I don't know how well you could have saw what I was doing, but I'm gonna just zoom you guys in. Like I said, I get home, and, you know, I'm under the impression that I've had a miscarriage. Mind you, I've taken ibuprofen, I've taken a muscle relaxer, I've had extreme back pain, extreme cramping and pressure. So my whole thought, you know, back then at home was that I miscarried. Just to find out that I did not miscarry at all. So fast forward again, I went to the ER here in Germany, and they did a full ultrasound on me. So they did a full ultrasound, and then they took me down to radiology, where I did another ultrasound with them, which lasted for about an hour. All for them to tell me, you didn't miscarry, your baby is measuring 8 weeks, and I forget how many days it was, but I think it was like 8 weeks and 3 days or something like that. So I was completely shook, for one, because I was told I miscarried, and then two, I was having a lot of abdominal pain that felt like a miscarriage. I did a lot of research on, I don't think I mentioned what they had diagnosed me with. So they had diagnosed me with a subchorionic hemorrhage, and apparently that is when you have bleeding. For me, it was heavily, like going through a pad more than 2 pads within an hour. That's how heavy the bleeding was for me. But they sent me home. They told me, expect to, you know, bleed over the next course of days. I went home. I said, okay. And then while I was home, I was expecting to, you know, have this bleeding, but it never happened. So now we can go back into when I got here. So when I was in Germany, like I said, I had the ultrasound from radiology and stuff like that. And they had told me that you didn't miscarry, you measure 8 weeks and 3 days, I believe. And also they had said something along the lines of all the the cramping that I was having was due to that subchorionic hemorrhage that I have been diagnosed with. So again, a whirl of emotions going through my mind, because at this moment, I'm thinking to myself, like, how could this be? I've had a full bleed. I like, what? Like, I was so confused. So fast forward, they send me home from the ER, they give me a picture of the baby, they send me home, and while I'm home, I'm still having symptoms of a miscarriage. So when I was actually looking up what a subchorionic hemorrhage was, glucose test. When I was looking up what a subchorionic hemorrhage really was, a lot of people said that they didn't have pain. Nobody talked about back pain. Nobody was really talking about, much of the pain that I was experiencing. And Google is the worst, because when you Google it, when you Google like back pain or like spotting or bleeding, it automatically tells you about miscarriage. And so I was freaking out. So this whole past 2 weeks, since I have not been posting, I've been in and out of the emergency room. And then today I had a viability scan. And when I went in, I was going in with a clear conscience. I was going to be ready for whatever news that might be told to me, because I am still having extreme back pain, extreme cramping and discomfortness. And so these are all signs of a miscarriage. So I go into my viability scan today, and baby measures 10 weeks and 2 days. That was what the gestational sac measured. And then based off of like my cycle, I measure 9 weeks, 5 days. So I was super excited. In the viability scan, I saw my little baby bouncing around. I saw them do a flip, a couple of kicks in there. So to see the baby move, I believe, is the most reassuring thing that, anyone would want to see, especially if you have been, just going through the most. And especially if you have a troubled pregnancy, like this is considered a troubling pregnancy for me, because none of the things that I feel is very normal. Like, I haven't had any like pregnancy symptoms other than extreme fatigue and maybe a little bit of mood swings. But as far as like really sore boobs and nausea, I haven't had any of that. But I've had all the signs of a miscarriage. Every miscarriage that I've had so far, I've broken out with a rash on both this hand and this hand. And as you can kind of see, there was a rash here. It's kind of trying to heal. There's a bunch of like smaller cuts. But yeah, so very odd to say the least. I wouldn't say it's odd, but it definitely is a pregnancy that I was, kind of iffy of and skeptical of, because I have never gotten this. Let me not say never. I have yet to get this far in any of my pregnancies. I lost my first at measuring 8 weeks, my second, same. And so to finally get like this far just means like a lot to me. Another thing was, so I got put on bed rest because I was still bleeding, not heavily like I was initially, but I was still bleeding, and there was still some blood kind of pooling underneath my gestational sac. So when, so when the blood and the sac kind of collide together, they are causing me to have like all of this severe like cramping and like just discomfort. So I got put on bed rest. And I've been on bed rest for a couple of weeks. So really, I haven't been filming because of that. And honestly, I haven't been wanting to do anything because of that as well. So I never spoke about anything other than what I was doing when I planned, so it's kind of taking me for a loop a little bit. But yeah, so that's pretty much what has happened over, you know, and I set up December in here. So December is fully in this book, and I just wanted to say that in case anyone who was wondering. But yeah, so that has been what's going on with me. Honestly, I've just been trying to take it easy. I missed filming, and I definitely wanted to give you guys an update because I know a lot of you follow me, and I do have some new subscribers. So I definitely wanted to, you know, reach out and just update everyone of what's going on because, you know, my channel does mean a lot to me. I've had this channel since 2010, and fortunately, I've met, not unfortunately, but very fortunately, I've had the pleasure of getting to know some of you just by talking to some of you, and so that means a lot to me. And yeah, I wanted to take time and update you all of what was going on because I felt like even though I don't owe any real explanation, I felt like I owe you guys, you know, like an update of where I've been, what's been going on, so you didn't think that you subscribed to my channel and then I just left you high and dry. I would never leave you guys high and dry. If I ever decided to shut down my channel for whatever reason, I would definitely let you guys know. But I don't I don't think that I will be doing that anytime soon. So yeah, I wanted to at least reach out to you guys and tell you, you know, what's been happening. Like I said, it's been pretty rough. I've been having multiple discomforts, and, you know, I assumed, you know, with pregnancy, that's what comes with it. But like I said, I have never experienced anything like this, not even during miscarriage. But all of the signs, all of the things that I'm experiencing seem like miscarriage. But like I said, I'm not counting my child out. I'm just, you know, like anyone, I'm concerned, I'm worried. So as long as baby is doing good, I will continue to follow through with that. So yeah, where's this video? This video is 18 minutes, 19 minutes. I didn't want to make this too long because I know that I can ramble, but I really wanted to give you guys that update. Like I said, so moving forward, so I will most likely not post as much on my channel, mainly because, and I used to post, I was posting like every day on Instagram, but I kind of stopped doing that because, for one, it just became like too much for me. And that is most likely due to, you know, just me being sick or not feeling great for the most part. So, yeah, I probably will not post as much, but I will still, you know, reach out and update you guys from time to time. Let me put this down. Okay, so yeah, I will most likely continue to update you guys from time to time, and, you know, just, I should move this up, and just tell you guys, you know, what's going on as things, you know, continue to, you know, happen. But yeah, guys, so really all I'm doing on this page is just recreating something like this, because yeah, I'm just recreating what I've already done pretty much. And that's typically how I've been doing like all my days, is just recreating what I already have, because it's easier that way. So like I'll most likely put what I have going on, like something big. So tomorrow I have a glucose test, so I'll put that in here. That'll be something big that stands out. I'll be writing something in here. On this sheet, I have waiting on and coming. So these were just a couple of things that were coming for today. And then I put dinner down here, and then a small to-do list. Because I'm on bed rest and there's really not much of anything that I can physically do, I don't really have a need to sit here and make, you know, like a full to-do list. I just don't. I don't have a need to do it. So instead, I just make a small to-do list of things that I could either give to my husband to do, things that I most likely could do, and I go from there. I just try to keep it as simple as possible. And yeah, I'm just trying to take it extremely easy. But I created a mess here. I just wanted to kind of chit chat while I like sort of set up my planners and stuff. I know it was super basic, just laying down stickers, but this was how I wanted to update you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and finish, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. You can also follow me on Instagram to keep up with me. And as always, I thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you in another planner related video. Bye guys.